Hello guys, I am Vipin Kumar and today we do The Road Not Taken, which is the first poem of the book Beehive class 9th. So its poet is Robert Frost. Index. So firstly we talk about in this video is about the poet, introduction of the poem, theme and sub-themes of the poem, character of the poem, summary of the poem, key point of the poem, reference of the context and vocabulary, point of the ponder, poetry and uh, poetic device and rhyming schemes, assignments. About the poet. The full name of poet is Robert Lee Frost. Was an American poet and winner of 4 Pulitzer Prizes. His poem was first published in England before they were published in America. Frost is highly regarded for his realistic description of rural life. He is great at sharing the beauty of the world around him with us through his poetry. He writes simply but insightfully about common and ordinary experience. His best known poem including The Road Not Taken and Stopping by Wood on a Snowy Evening. So The Road Not Taken. Introduction of the poem. Introduction of the poem. The poem is about the choice one has to make in life and their consequence. So basically, the introduction of the poem, in this poem, we talk about the choices which come in our life. Firstly, we think that we choose right, but it will take very long time to judge that our choice is right or wrong. The poet is determining the poet is trying to say in this poem. And so we read it. So the poem is about the choice one has to make in our life and their consequences. So one day while walking on in the forest, the poet arrived at the place where the road diverging into two, so he had to decide which road he should take. The poet was in a dilemma now. He started debating over the choice as realized that he could not walk on both the road at the same time. However, he decided to take the second path and thought of traveling the first some another day, but he knew that the ways born other ways, so he never come again at that point. So the theme of the poem is human beings are defiled by the choices they face and the choice they make. The road is the in the poem can be related to as life, while the two roads that the path turned into can be decision. Character, the narrator of the poem. So the first stanza we read, two roads diverged in a yellow wood, and sorry I could not travel both. And we one travel long I stood and looked down one as far as I could to where it went to the undergrowth. So two road diverge. Yellow wood means the forest of autumn season, when the leaves are shaded and turn into yellow, and wood means forest. Sorry, I could not travel both. Okay, the poem of the summary of this stanza is the poem is set in a yellow autumn forest at a junction where the two roads diverged. Okay, while traveling alone through the wood, the poet came across the junction where he had to decide which path he need to take for himself. The poet indicates that on the road of life, one comes across equally appealing choices, but not much choose the better opinion for himself or herself. The poet shows his regret as he was unable to travel on both the paths. He stays there for long and examine both the paths truly. He eyes one till the far end where it meets the undergrowth, but was unable to see where it would lead him. So undergrowth means the the undergrowth means wild bushes. Undergrowth means wild bushes. Now the vocabulary: diverged, separated, and took a different direction. Yellowwood, a forest. Yellowwood, a forest with withered leaves, suggesting autumn season. Undergrowth, dense growth of plant and bushes. Now we come to stanza 2. They took the other just as fair. Then took the other just as fair, and having perhaps the better claim, because it was grassy and wanted wear, though as far as for the that the passing there had worn them really about the same. So the summary of this: so he then saw the other road, which was rather grassy and not worn out as much. The wanted wear here, the wanted wear means less traveled. Less traveled. The poet was in a dilemma, but he resolved it by choosing the grassy one, as it was less frequented by travelers and wanted wear. This shows that the poet was not the one who blinding followed the masses. He concludes that both the paths have an equally strong claim and were worn out about the same. Vocabulary: fair, as good as the other one. Claim, better option. Grassy, full of grass. Wanted wear, had not been walked upon, you unused. Road not taken. Stanza 3. And both that morning equally lay in leaves, no step had trodden black. Oh, I kept the first for another day, yet knowing how way led to the way, I doubted if I should ever come back. So the poet was confused because both the paths look almost similar, as there wasn't any footprint on the leaves that morning. However, he decided to take the second path, which he had found applying his pacifies himself by saying that he will travel the first road some other day and had just saved it for future. Later on, he realized that just like in life, where one's situation or stake led to the other, the same way this woodland path would also this woodland path would also lead for one to the other. He realized that he will never travel that path again, and thus would not be able to take the first path. So vocabulary in this stanza: trodden. Trodden, crushed by being walked on, to walk heavily. And trodden black means walked by human being. walked by a human being. Stanza 4. I shall be telling this with a sigh. Somewhere ages and ages hence, two roads diverging in a wood, and I took the one less travelled by, and that had made all the difference. Uh, in year in years to come, the poet say, he will be telling others about the choice he made. While doing so, he will sigh in either relief or regret for having made the right or the wrong choice. Either way, the poet is assertive that the choice will make a significant impact on his life. Vocabulary. The sigh meaning is deep breath, and hence in the poem is mean the future. So the key points. The poem is about the journey of the life. The two roads diverging in a yellow wood forest symbolize a person's dilemma in life. The narrator choice about which road to take represents the different decision we sometime must make, and how those decisions will affect future. Third point, the poet asserts on the basic problem of human life. There are different alternatives, and a man has to decide only one of the option. The two roads here are symbolic of the ambiguity one face while making a decision in life. Decisions are like steps which we take. We can only look back and ruminate on the consequences. We cannot go back and start all over again. The poetic device and figure of speech used in poem. Symbolism, two roads which represent choice in our life. Alliteration, wanted where the V sound is repeated. Imaginary, the image, picture of the road, yellow wood, picture of trees with red leaves. Symbolism is the use of symbol to represent ideal or equalities. Example, black color represent evil. Alliteration is the occurrence of the same letter or sound at the beginning of the adjacent or concerted closely connected words. Example, patter, bitter, picker, picked a pack of pickles, papers. Rhyming scheme. Stanza 1 A B A A B. Stanza 2 C D C D C D C C D. Stanza 3 E F E E F. Stanza 4 G H G G H. These all are the rhyming schemes. Would both A B A B A B. Stanza 2 A B A B A B A B. Okay. Assignment question of the test comprehension. Why did the poet look down as far as he could? Why? Second question. Why couldn't the poet travel both the road? Third question. Explain grassy and wanted where. I tell you, grassy and wanted wear means any road. Grassy means the full of grass, and wanted wear means which is unused or untraveled. As a symbol, what does road signify in the poem? The road signify in the poem the choices which come in our life. Uh, does one road seem more applying than the other? Use example for the poem to support your answer. Why did the poet stand long on the forked road to make the decision? Do you think the road the speaker took was really the less traveled on? Why? Less traveled on why? Yes, it is less traveled because on that road that road is full of grass, and uh, it seemed to be unused. Do you think that the speaker will come back and try the other path? No, he cannot. He cannot come back and try the other path because one he know that because the poet say that one way led to the other ways. Do you think the speaker regret his choice or he is happy about it? Why? Why did he why did the poet choose the road less traveled by? So answer these questions, and bye bye, have a nice day. If you like the video, please subscribe to our channel, and for more notification press the bell icon. Thank you, have a nice day.